Swindon Town had a turbulent time last season. First, Paolo Di Canio resigned. And then in came new owners and in came Kevin McDonald, who took them to the playoffs. But then he left in the summer and now Mark Cooper has taken charge. So is he the man to take Swindon Town to the Championship?
Fantastic! Terrific goal!
In recent years, the MK Dons have suffered their own playoff pain.
Must score. He misses. Heartbreak again in the playoffs.
But the dream remains promotion.
That is a phenomenal goal!
And this season, they've made a solid start. They're unbeaten after 5 games as they look to reach the second tier for the first time in their history.
A beautiful goal!
Yes, live from Stadium MK in Sky Bet League One this Saturday lunchtime. It's the MK Dons against Swindon Town, and it's a game available in high definition and if you are out and about via Sky Go. It is some stadium here, a stadium built with promotion very much in mind. The capacity currently being increased to 30,000. But can the team now deliver and give these fans their first taste of Championship football? Swindon's playoff defeat meant they missed out on back-to-back promotions last time round. Now this season, with an increased sense of stability at the club, can they get back to the second tier for the first time in 13 years? While looking at the table going into this weekend, the MK Dons have lost just one of their last 7 at home. A big win today could see them up into 3rd. Swindon Town very impressive last time out with that 5-0 win against Crewe at the county ground, but they have really been struggling on the road. They've lost their last 6 either side of the summer break. If they can get their first win on the road this season, and they will be up into 4th. So with the international break very much in full swing, there is absolutely no respite in the Football League, and today we concentrate on League One with 2 teams who are expecting to be part of the promotion shake-up come the end of the season. But Peter Beagrie, with the strength of League One that we've already seen this season, might those expectations have to be tempered just a little?
Yeah, you would have thought so. I mean, it's public knowledge that the budget here in particular has been slashed, but the ambition remains the same, to get promotion. And the sense of ambition is inside the dressing room. Carl Robinson and his players as well, looking forward to really going forward and being a threat to the top 6.
We'll hear lots from Carl Robinson in just a moment. So let's first talk about Swindon Town. Mention the stability at the club. In terms of the team, the players at their disposal, how different a proposition are they this season?
Well, massive now. We're 3 managers in the space of months, and it's Mark Cooper who's been given the opportunity to, in a new look Swindon in boardroom, to be fair, with the introduction of a bit of money to spend, and he looks as if he's used it wisely. Influx of players, particularly from Tottenham, some great loan signings, and
Massimo Luonga, but he's come in permanently from Tottenham on a 400k deal.
That's
in
right.
The goals already this season. The standout bit of business so far?
Absolutely. Him and the lad Mason, but Longo is the one who looks to break forward, to join in with the front guys as well. If they play the lone striker Ranger, he'll be probing and prompt him. A very accomplished player, and he can also drift out wide as well. Really, really gifted, and the Swindon fans will be absolutely ecstatic that they've got him on board.
And just a general thought on MK Dons. They're unbeaten in the league so far this season. What have you made of their start?
It's been a terrific start. You know, when you think that they've played Preston, Sheffield United, Bristol City, all favourites for one of the top 6 places there, it's been very, very good. Still unbeaten when you've played them is terrific, and they've got their own style, you know, the lovely football inside, play out from the back, and in important positions they've got the lad Bamford from Chelsea firing all cylinders. They needed a 20-goal striker, only 12 last year, otherwise they would have gate crashed the top 6 there. But some real talent and good youngsters on show in this game.
Well, let's head inside the stadium. Let's head to the home dressing room, because Jonathan Oakes is speaking with Carl Robinson.
MK Dons have certainly been there or thereabouts in the promotion race the last few seasons, but what about this season, Carl? What about the players you've got in this dressing room? Are they capable of going a step further?
We always believe we're capable. Obviously, we've had this year's going to be the most difficult out of them all, and the league, as you all see, is going to be as hard as it gets. But we've got a tremendous youth and energy in the group at the moment, and an excitement about us. And we've started the season well. We're not getting too carried away. There's some big teams in this league, and even our opponents today, Swindon, obviously went massive in the transfer window only last week, and they're things that we can't compete with, but we certainly feel there's enough people in this dressing room capable of winning games.
unbeaten start for you in the league so far. What's been the key?
Working hard. Really working hard. The pre-season was magnificent. Damien Doyle and the medical staff put an awful lot of effort and time into the summer, and it's starting to pay dividends now. Listen, it's only this is our 9th game of the season, but we're still a long way to go. And we were happy with the start. We would have taken it. I looked at the beginning of the first few fixtures and I thought they would have been difficult, but we've come through them unscathed. And this is as big a test as it gets today.
Yeah, how big a challenge today against the team that won 5-0 last week, of course.
Yeah, and obviously went to QPR and beat QPR as well in the League Cup on the Tuesday before. So listen, there's some quality players along with Mason, who obviously from Tottenham. The Tottenham boys in this group are very talented. Now Ranger up front, a Premier League player. For whatever reason, he's found himself at this level. And everywhere you look all over the group, even Jamie Kevley at left back, play for Blackburn at the highest level. So they've got the components to be a good team. When you look at the players that they've got Premier League players littered all over the squad. So we understand the enormity of the challenge today, but we're looking forward to it.
Thanks, Carl. All the best.
Thank you.
Really good to hear from Carl Robinson inside the dressing room ahead of kick-off. More to come from Peter at half-time and full-time. But after the break, we'll hear from the town boss, Mark Cooper, ahead of the MK Dons against Swindon Town. We're at a very sunny Stadium MK this Saturday lunchtime to bring you live football from Sky Bet League One. It's unbeaten MK Dons against Swindon Town. And with the teams almost ready to go in the tunnel, let's grab a quick word with the town boss, Mark Cooper. He's been speaking with Jonathan Oakes.
Well, Mark, now you've got the job on a permanent basis. Do you feel you're really making this team your own?
Trying to. You try and put your stamp on it, and the players have done really well. All credit to them.
5-0 win last week against Crewe. How do you continue that momentum with an away game today?
We have to keep the same things that got us a success last week. You know, first thing is to work hard. We try and pass the ball, and if we can put them things together, then hopefully it'll be a good game.
You kept the same team. Was that a pretty straightforward decision for you?
I think, you know, that they didn't do anything wrong, the boys that started last week, and we've got options to change it from the bench. So hopefully things go as well as they did last week.
Thanks, Mark. All the best.
Thank you very much.
So, can they get their first win on the road this season? Can they get their first goal away from home this season? Or will the MK Dons maintain their unbeaten start? Let's find out in the company of our commentators here at Stadium MK. It's Andy Hinchcliffe, and first, a very good afternoon to Gary Weaver.
Well, these are two clubs who've been banging on the championship door, but as yet, there's no way in. Is this the season they crack the code? MK Dons have a great blend of experience and youth. Luke Chadwick was a Premier League title winner with Manchester United over a decade ago, whilst Darren Potter played a part in Liverpool's run to the winners' podium in the Champions League in 2005. Carl Robinson's using the loan system to great success, bringing in flying winger Jason Banton from Crystal Palace and striker Patrick Bamford, whose parent club is Chelsea. Watch out for him. He scored 4 goals in his last 6 games. Talking of using the loan system well, Swindon Town have delved into Tottenham's backup squad and brought in the likes of Alex Pritchard and Ryan Mason, who's a player being tipped for the top. He scored a hat-trick against Crewe last week. In all, there are 6 players with Spurs connections starting for Swindon. It's the same 11 which scored 5 last Saturday. Niall Ranger leads the line, having been given another chance in football. 17-year-old Dele Alli has got everyone talking around here. We may see him later. Swindon have plenty of firepower on their bench, including Danny Ngessen, signed for Millwall last week. Stephen Gleeson and Darren Potter have plenty of know-how between them in front of MK Dons' back four. How key is their partnership, Andy?
Oh, they're absolutely vital. One of the best central midfield pairings for me in League One. They're good players themselves, but they play a crucial role in how the MK Dons operate. Very disciplined, very controlled. They control the tempo of the game. That allows Green and Chadwick and Banton the licence to break forward from midfield to support the lone striker Patrick Bamford. But Potter and Gleeson, very, very good footballers, will look to control this game for the MK Dons.
Last of all, Swindon Town, Ryan Mason has had a few loan spells that haven't quite worked out for him, but a hat-trick last week tells you he is ready to take his chance now.
Absolutely. Mark Cooper has plenty of options in midfield, and Ryan Mason certainly took his chance against Crewe with his first career hat-trick. Very lively. He'll buzz around now, Ranger, when Swindon go forward. They need an away win, Swindon. So poor on the road. He could be their match winner.
Ryan Mason, one of those on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. Big link between both clubs. And a big link between the two managers as well. They've learnt their trade at times, almost side by side. Mark Cooper and Carl Robinson shaking hands. They attended the UEFA Pro Licence together. Both young and upcoming coaches, albeit Mark Cooper has had to get back into the game after a bad spell at Peterborough United. But now he's got his chance and he's managing Swindon Town. The referee is Stuart Atwell, and in the sunshine in Milton Keynes, we are almost ready to go. Big game in Sky Bet League One. These are two of the promotion contenders.
Absolutely, both sides have good squads, very, very good managers who encourage their teams to play good football. Both should be challenging for a top 6 finish come the end of this season.
Swindon Town, who almost made it to Wembley last season in the playoffs. MK Dons missed out on their regular playoff affair last season. They fell just short, but are hoping to go at least one better this time around. Both teams' dreams have been shattered before. They're looking to write a happier tale this time around. MK Dons unbeaten in League One so far this campaign, but Swindon Town have spent plenty of players from Tottenham, as we mentioned, trained with Premier League colleagues, and they are looking to strut their stuff here in Milton Keynes.
There's been huge changes for Swindon, of course. Managers changed, lots of players have come and gone at the county ground. It's about whether these players can gel together. Good quality players, but it's about playing as a team now for Swindon.
Two teams who are here to play. League One is becoming a football league. The likes of MK Dons and Swindon are playing a style that is attractive on the eye. We did see Crawley's brand of football a couple of weeks ago against Wolves. If you speak to the managers in League One, they'll tell you that because players aren't really getting a chance at Premier League level and at Championship level, they are dropping down, and that's why the quality is in League One right now.
It's for those young players as well who sign for the big clubs. You need to be playing regular football. That's so important for the development of young players, and I think we're all thankful the Football League games that we watch. We're seeing Premier League youngsters come into this league and really light it up.
Lewington. There's Banton, who's a tricky customer, but stopped in his tracks there by Nathan Thompson. That's Massimo Luongo, moved on by Mason. There's Ranger. Mason had continued his run, but Ranger was stopped in his tracks. There's Pritchard, swiped at by Danny Green.
You mentioned Jason Banton there down the left-hand side for MK Dons. I think Nathan Thompson and Nathan Byrne will double up on him at times.
Here is Byrne, being held off by Lewington. He has played this role before, Nathan Byrne, further forward. He was a fullback during his loan spell at Swindon last season. You may remember he saw red in that playoff encounter at Brentford. And Swindon's season came to a shuddering halt. There's Kassim. Byrne with the flick. Now Chadwick. Plenty of experience and know-how in driving at Swindon Town. Bamford, this is Danny Green, didn't really catch hold of it.
And the ball was slightly played behind him, but that's what MK Dons will look to do here. Try and bring Swindon onto them, then play on the counter-attack with Chadwick leading the charge there, but just got the ball stuck under his feet, Danny Green.
Danny Green making his league debut for MK Dons today. He signed on an emergency loan from Charlton. Given away by Thompson to Potter. Chadwick. Here goes Mason, being pursued by Chadwick. Potter. That's Green. Swindon's last campaign is best described as chaotic. The whirlwind that is Paolo Di Canio left, the owner sold up, there was a transfer embargo too. Still they managed to make the playoffs. They could probably do just a quiet spell now.
You see with now Ranger there, he's a big powerful centre forward trying to do all the work himself, and they need to get support up to him. Swindon, when they play that forward ball, he will hold it up. It's important that Ryan Mason gets up there and joins him.
Now Ranger being given another chance in football. There's Kassim, who could barely get a game in the conference last season. The Championship club was prepared to bid £250,000 for him before the window closed. That's Byrne, delicious ball. Pritchard tried to get to it.
It's really fantastic build-up from Swindon, and Nathan Byrne can't do any more. Gets himself into a wide area, delivers a fantastic ball in. It's just about whether his teammates can catch up with him.
This is Anthony Kay, a match winner last week against Sheffield United. Good win that for MK Dons at Bramall Lane. Two teams who really did cancel each other out. Fabian Brandy of Sheffield United will still be scratching his head as to how he missed a sitter when it was 0-0. It's pretty much smash and grab for MK Dons, but a big result.
This league is going to be incredibly tight. The managers were alluding to that before the game as well. They know that it's going to be difficult. It's going to be fine margins between making the top 6 and missing out.
Williams. Banton. Willington after this. Likewise, Grant Hall. There's Williams, central midfielder by trade, but slotted in at centre half for MK Dons.
I think already we've seen in the opening 5 minutes that both sides are backing up what they thought, how they would play before the game. They're knocking it around, they're getting their wide players coming in off the flanks, joining in. Passing's good. Fantastic surface here at Stadium MK, so it should encourage both sides to continue playing that good football.
Pritchard was after that, likewise David Martin. Talking about the pitch, has been shortened this season by a good 5 metres. So MK Dons can press more, be more compact, and really put the squeeze on opponents.
I think it's important for both these sides. They know the opposition likes to knock the ball around and build a tempo up, control the game, so you do have to at times get players into the opposition half and try and stop them playing at source.
Potter. This is Kay. Williams. Now Gleeson. There's Banton, not at his best with his back to goal, but he's managed to move away from the attentions of Byrne. Ranger is after this. It's a powerful figure, Ranger, and he's found Pritchard, who may be in. First save of the game is made by Martin.
The chance all came, I just talked about it, putting pressure on the MK Dons when they're in possession in the Dons half, and it was Nathan Byrne who slid in to win the initial ball back, and then Ranger's on his way. Pritchard gets the ball slightly stuck under his feet. Decent first touch, but he hits it, he's pretty much straight on. Needs it slightly out of his body to get decent contact, a better shot in.
Banton looking to drive Hall back. Banton. Take a deflection, it will be a corner kick to MK Dons. Banton on loan from Crystal Palace. He's a player who's looking to take his chance playing regularly. Scored an absolute blockbuster against Preston North End a couple of weeks ago. MK Dons don't tend to score many from set pieces. Anthony Kay popped up with a winner from a free kick last week. It's maybe the game that Carl Robinson is looking to take more of an advantage from. It's deep to Lewington.
Well, it's clever, they tried to suck everybody in towards the goalkeeper, and then Lewington just comes round the back. His first touch has to be really sure if they play that corner, MK Dons, and they are an intelligent side. His first touch, if it's good, has a chance to shoot or whip a dangerous crossing.
Fotheringham has Banton for company. It's on the on Banton. Not on its way by Ranger. Danny Green on a launch pad here. Kay makes his move now and almost got to it. Away by Byrne. There's Banton. Now Lewington. Bamford looking to spin. Not to be caught there by Hall. The referee not interested. Picked up here by Byrne, almost running into Pritchard. And the opportunity gone for Swindon Town. Not Semivore. Nice idea there from Chadwick. Grant Hall, who was pretty much Aidan Flynn's replacement. Swindon lost plenty of experience in the summer. The likes of Aidan Flint, Alan McCormack, Tommy Miller, Simon Ferry, all moved out. And pretty much sent a wrecking ball through their squad. 16 players left, 17 in. I think the chef is still the same.
Well, it is difficult, of course, bringing all those quality players in. As the referee blows up for a handball against Niall Ranger, it's difficult for a manager then to get those players to gel, and it's just a question of time really for Swindon. I think they will be there. You can see already the understanding game by game will grow.
Thompson, now the longest serving player at Swindon, the age of 22. Good header from Williams. There's Kasim. Now the experienced Darren Ward. Luongo. Mason. There's Pritchard. He's offside. A word from the referee to Alex Pritchard for continuing to play.
Probably the best chance in the opening stages of the game, but Mark Cooper's talked about the hard work, the pressure that Swindon need to put MK Dons under, and this is what it's all about here, winning the ball back high up the field. That means that then Pritchard has the chance, but he doesn't really get this ball out of his feet. He's coming onto it a little bit too straight. Keeper's angles are good as well.
Bamford running into trouble. There's Ward. There's the Australian, Massimo Luongo. Showing a handball against Pritchard, and the referee agrees. MK Dons finished strongly last season. They started in the same manner this campaign. Unbeaten in League One so far, and left Bramall Lane with that victory last week. The season gone on for a couple of more weeks. In the last campaign, they may well have made the playoffs, which was the form they were in. Banton. There's Gleeson. Chadwick always thinking, always on the move and looking for Patrick Bamford. Tried to return the favour.
It was good defending from Darren Ward because he realised what Chadwick was looking to do there, the little give and go, and he just blocked him off. It wasn't a foul, he just made sure that Chadwick didn't get goal side of him.
Banton's the target here. Lovely touch from Jason Banton. Lewington. That's Williams. Green. Now it's Kay. MK Dons who try and hit 400 passes at least per game and are moving up the gears here.
Well, we are very patient. We can see how hard Swindon are working. Very disciplined, well organised, and MK Dons finding it hard to break through.
There's Potter. Williams.
There's no surprise here. The home side are dominating possession. It's about what you do with the ball when you have it this much. And actually, Swindon have the best chance in the opening stages of the game.
There's patient football. It may pay off here. Luke Chadwick. Stephen Gleeson took a deflection, which took it just wide.
It's Luongo who managed to get across and just slide in here to make it difficult for Gleeson to get his shot away. Such an important player for the MK Dons, Gleeson. It's always drifting wide, and this does take a slight deflection. I'm not sure, even if it had gone through cleanly, whether it would have found the target.
It was good football from MK Dons, which we have become accustomed to watching here. Comfortable for Fotheringham.
It's not going to be easy for the Dons to get the ball up to Patrick Bamford. He's been marshalled by Ward and Hall, the two big centre-halves for Swindon. So really Luke Chadwick playing in the hole. It's key that he just drops off and tries to gain possession to move MK Dons forward.
Nicely welcomed in by Byrne, who has Pritchard on the outside. Goes inside and takes aim. Another save for Martin.
Very, very effective, Nathan Byrne down the right-hand side. Now he's switched over to the left, showing his versatility. And any player, if you allow him this much time and space to get a shot away, they're going to have a crack at goal. And David Martin does really well to seize that late. It's a good save.
Already 1 goal to his name this season for Nathan Byrne. MK Dons have been caught here. It's Mason. Good block. It was Gleeson who got to it. There's Jay McEverley. Massimo Luongo. There's 2 for company. McEverley. There's Danny Green. Is that on ball by Yasser Kassim? The referee says no. The foul on Luongo, and was.
Well, the referee was saying it was more of a shoulder than a hand. And Potter went sliding in. It was a poor challenge. And you see them here as it's flicked on. It seems to be more of a shoulder more than an arm, but Luongo was certainly brought to ground by Potter.
They play attractive football, MK Dons, but they do have a bite to them as well. Jay McEverley and Alex Pritchard are both standing over this.
This is beautifully set up for McEverley with his left foot. It's a bit of pace, bit of dip on it. It's an opportunity to hit the corner here.
He's not scored for 3 years, Jay McEverley. It's Pritchard. Brilliant! Alex Pritchard hits the jackpot for Swindon Town.
Well, it's an absolutely stunning free kick. They had the choice of Pritchard or McEverley standing over this. I thought it'd be the left footer, but Pritchard, well, this is right into the top corner. David Martin has a lot of ground to try and make up. But sometimes there's free kicks you just cannot save, and this is one of them. An absolute beauty.
He picked his spot, and he found it beautifully.
You can see it's all about technique, how much that ball moves in the air. It's about wrapping your foot around it, getting movement on the ball, and it makes it so hard for keepers to get up and across.
A goal against Queen's Park Rangers in the Capital One Cup. And now a strike to savour in Sky Bet League One for Alex Pritchard. Jay McEverley. Ranger went down in the middle. This is Massimo Luongo, left by Pritchard, straight to Gleeson. Bamford is waiting in the middle, Ward in the way. Bantam will try and keep this alive. Swindon Town, who have lost their last 6 away games, started well here. A goal from Alex Pritchard may have set them on their way. That's just too high for Bamford to do anything with, but picked up by Green. Now Ranger, difficult to deal with for MK Dons.
It's absolutely outstanding work. He's taken a bit of a battering, but when you're the lone striker, you've got to get hold of that ball, you've got to take a few knocks, and this is quite brilliant work. A couple of touches with the chest, he draws the foul. It's going to be so important if Swindon are to be successful here.
Just a ticking off for Anthony Kay. Here's Ward. Swindon Town in front thanks to their first away goal this season, and Fotheringham is taking a chance. Two teams who like to play football, and Fotheringham joining in there for Swindon Town, just about getting away with it, but putting pressure on his team. And now we're ticking off here for Kassim.
Yeah, Mark Cooper will not be happy. His team have just taken the lead with a stunning goal, and then they're inviting pressure on themselves by taking risks at the back.
Yes, so Kassim arguing his point. I think there may only be one winner here.
Yeah, I think when you play a high-pressure game, closing the opposition down, you are going to overstep the mark time and time again. But Stuart Atwell, this is good refereeing for me. You can see what Swindon are looking to do, but it is very late. Normally, you'd see a yellow card for this, but the referee trying his best to keep his cards in his pocket.
Williams is standing over this. He's looking for Kay. That's Kassim. Now Byrne. There's the goal scorer, Pritchard. Pritchard once more. There's Mason. I think he can blame the pitch for that. Bamford. Slipping away from Kassim and just ran out of steam in the end.
It's so difficult, there's no support for Bamford there. He's having to do it all himself, and he's taking on 2 or 3 defenders.
Banton. Swindon Town's lone signings has stepped up to the plate here. Can Banton or Bamford for MK Dons do the same? Potter. This is Kay. Potter took his eye off the ball and presented it to Luongo. Now it's Mason. I mentioned the way MK Dons play. Swindon are playing a nice brand of football too. And if you give the ball away like MK Dons just have, difficult to get it back.
The problem for Potter there was he was looking up someone to actually pass the ball to. Everybody was picked up. Swindon are well organised and disciplined, and then Potter takes his eye off the ball and Swindon win possession back.
Foul by Lewington. Has a word or two with Nathan Thompson. And now Thompson just getting involved with Gleeson, doesn't need to. Swindon have the free kick.
He's not a manager to panic. If they score first or concede first, they'll continue to play this attractive style of football he likes.
Jay McEverley standing over this, and plenty of targets to hit, including Ward and Ranger. It's dangerous. Potter had to take command. It's deep towards Ward. Massimo Luongo. They're being chased by Chadwick, managing to steer clear of Chadwick. Dealt with by Otsemabor. There's Kassim. Now Pritchard. 3 to hit in the middle. Looks off the head of Williams. Taken down by Chadwick. He's running into trouble. Smashed away by Lewington. There's Thompson. Banton. Lewington, nicely threaded through to Green. Now it's Gleeson, once of Wolves. MK Dons are unbeaten in their last 6 games in League One, going back to a defeat here against Scunthorpe in April. On the back foot here. The team has settled into this game nicely. Header won by Otsemabor. Pritchard was coming back from an offside position. Gleeson. Here's Lewington. Bamford is always moving, always an option. Nice ball from Green. Otsemabor. Banton, swap wings with Green for now. Probably the easiest decision of the game so far for the assistant referee on that far side.
The problem for MK Dons is they're struggling to get their wide players into the game and supply Bamford. The 2 fullbacks, he switched flanks actually, Banton, and he's unable to get past either McEvely or Thompson. The 2 fullbacks doing well against him.
He's known Carl Robinson for a long time, going back to Liverpool and Blackburn Rovers. He's a player who at times can mesmerise, at other times frustrate. He was on form here on Tuesday in the JPT win against Northampton. 2 assists for Jason Banton. That's a foul by Green on Byrne. And the card is coming out now from Stuart Atwell.
I think the referee has let a few challenges go, but there comes a point when the referee has to take a stand and say that's 1 too many. It's on the counter attempt again. Swindon looking very effective, and Nathan Byrne a big part of that clear shirt pull. Referee no choice.
Once again, they have the aerial threat here of Ward, Ranger and Grant Hall. What does he have up his sleeve here? Jay McEvely, he tried to catch Martin out. Martin was scrambling across his goal.
And that's the way he approached this ball. I just wondered whether McEvely was thinking about catching the keeper out. Just takes a touch off the wall to take it wide, and if it hadn't clipped the wall, David Martin would have had to get across pretty sharply to make sure it didn't go in.
The free kicks are causing MK Dons a problem here. Pritchard with the corner kick. It's Hall who is fouling his man. Leaning on the back of Williams.
But once again, the quality in from Pritchard's been excellent, from McEvely as well. He's climbing. Grant Hall, you can see there, just leaning on the defender. A clear free kick. And a big side Swindon as well. If that quality comes in from set pieces, they're going to grab a second.
Shadwick's after this. Watched by Hall. Lewington. This is Hall. Here goes Mason. Ended last season on loan at Lorient in France. Byrne. Mason. Nathan Byrne. Away by Kay.
The great thing for now Ranger is he knows that his wide men are going to fire those crosses in, so he can start to make little moves towards the near post or far post, knowing that those players are looking to try and pick him out.
Space here for Mason. Not quite what he was thinking. Alex Pritchard has had a big say in this game already. That free kick is separating the 2 teams right now. Williams. Now Lewington. Back to Williams. There's Green. Lewington once more. Kay. Bamford. Oh, worked beautifully. It's Patrick Bamford. Good challenge, really good challenge from Kasim. Good advantage played by the referee too. No way through there for MK Dons.
It was a great return ball from Danny Green, but Kasim, he reads the danger so well, getting back into the defensive area. He's brave as well. Slightly heavy first touch from the centre forward, and still it's a great block.
He is a threat, Patrick Bamford. Danny Green with this corner kick. It's over the head of Bamford. Banton tries to make something of it. It's another corner.
But that chance for Bamford, if he takes a closer first touch, keeps it closer to his body, he can get a shot away earlier, and I think Kasim would be out of the picture. Chance at the far post really to try and hook it goalwards. Not an easy one for Banton to get over and keep down.
Foderingham is surrounded. Gone deep, Kay's trying to reach it. MK Dons hunting the equalising goal here. Danny Green with the long throw. And again trying to put himself around. Banton left it to Williams, who left it to Banton. It was Byrne who picked up. There's Mason. Swindon Town carry a threat every time they move forward. It's Byrne. Martin almost dropped that into the path of Ranger.
It's not the greatest shot in the world from Nathan Byrne, but he's been very effective. He's perfect for this team who love to play on the counter.
Well, his pace is the reason why he's been moved forward from his full-back station. Chadwick. There's Potter. Williams. Gleeson. It's 3 months last season, determined to make up for lost time. Now Lewington. It's a good ball looking for Bamford. Taking charge of it was Grant Hall for Swindon. Lewington looking to measure this once more. Bamford's gone down beside the penalty area, looks questioningly towards the referee. And Stuart Atwell in no doubt that there was no infringement. Potter. Bamford again. Gleeson. Chadwick. Looking for that pass all the time, Chadwick. And she blocked off by Nathan Thompson. Again, a shake of the head from the referee. He's had to make 2 decisions there in the space of a minute.
I think the referee has actually got them both correct. Normally you look at the players' body language, how they react to possible fouls, and I don't think either player, Chadwick or Bamford, really complain that heavily to the referee.
MK Dons were pretty much kings of their own castle here last season. 12 of their 19 wins in League One came at Stadium MK. There's Pritchard. Offside against Ranger.
Just goes too early there, Ranger, but he would have got in because it's a high line that MK Dons were keeping.
Banton. Just too much on that for Bamford. Plenty of ideas out there.
I was going to say just over half an hour played, and exactly the game that we were expecting. Both sides playing flowing football, creating opportunities, and let's hope there's a few more goals yet.
Thompson. There's Grant Hall. This spell at Brighton before Tottenham shelled out £1.5 million on him. Semabor getting the better of Byrne. It's Anthony Kay. Lewington wants it back from Gleeson. That was the intention, and Pritchard with the stretch.
It's been a good response from MK Dons from going behind. They're still dominating the ball, and they're just starting to open up Swindon a little bit more, getting crosses in and getting fullbacks forward.
Lewington back on his feet. He has missed a handful of games already this season after being injured on the opening day. Gleeson. There's Chadwick.
Bamford starting to get involved a little bit more in the game. Was he fouled here? I'm not sure that Darren Ward does an awful lot. Centre half and centre forward coming together. This is Chadwick, little give and go around the corner. I'm not sure he's going to make up the ground and get to this ball. Defender will say he does nothing wrong, stands his ground. I suppose Chadwick will say anywhere else on the pitch, and that's probably a free kick, but in the penalty area, you don't tend to get them.
He's done well so far, Luke Chadwick. Burst onto the scene as a pacey flyer at Manchester United. Had a couple of groin operations, though, before the age of 22, and had to readapt to adapt his position to playing this number 10 role. Another clever little ball again. There's Bamford looking for Chadwick. Good block from Hall. Banton.
Swindon really under the cosh here. The chances are starting to come. Great piece of defending from Grant Hall to throw his body in the way Chadwick did brilliantly. Great first touch of the chest. Gets his shot away, but the defender was brave.
Swindon Town at the moment are standing their ground here. This time it's off the head of Luongo. Pritchard was caught. Immediately the hand of apology from Chadwick. And the yellow card is coming out for the former Burnley man.
And to be fair to Luke Chadwick, he hardly has a reputation of being a hard man. I think he knows this ball is running away from him. He has to slide in, he feels he has to try and pinch the ball. And he's not one of those dirty players who looks to injure an opposite number. He just goes a little bit late. It's certainly a free kick, a little bit harsh as well to be booked for that. A couple of penalty shouts for MK Dons, and Dean Lewington is convinced that he has a shout here. And I just wonder, is there a slight touch on the ball? He certainly caught Lewington. But very, very difficult. Pritchard goes sliding in. There's certainly contact there, but the referee's so difficult to choose whether there is or isn't a foul.
Experienced Alan Smith waiting for his chance. Should he get the call here? Played on Tuesday against Northampton in the JPT. And a great, knowledgeable head to have around the place. Ranger. Williams thought his shot was being pulled. Two teams here, they were showing just why they are contenders for promotion this season from League One.
He'll be pleased. It's a tight game, and Alex Pritchard has shown one touch of real quality, but Swindon have been under the cosh last 10 minutes.
Pritchard nicely done away from Green, and then Gleeson. And it's Swindon's turn to complain.
Danny Green, who comes in with the challenge. I just feel that Pritchard is looking for the penalty. I'm sure that's what was in the referee's mind. He does well to dance into the penalty area. I'm not sure he's really fouled here. Is he possibly looking for the penalty? Yeah, there's a slight nudge. I don't think Danny Green does anything wrong there at all. And Pritchard knows he's not going to get to the ball and just throws himself. The referee right not to give it.
Busy all game for Stuart Atwell so far.
Well, we're chatting to him before the game and asking whether he really enjoys the football matches he referees, and this is one game he was particularly looking forward to because he knows that both sides are keen on playing good football. It's good to referee a game when the teams want to play that flowing attacking match.
Otsema ball for MK Dons. And back by Ryan Mason for Swindon Town. He was then clipped by the retreating Otsema ball. There's Jamie Keveler. Luongo. Potter. Just about moved that ball away from Ranger. There's Lewington. And MK Dons quickening up the pace here. Given away though by Williams. There's Kassim. Luongo. Not what he was intending. Hall. Exactly where Green was. There's Kassim.
I think Mark Cooper now will be looking for the next 5 minutes just for his team to get hold of the ball and take the sting out of the game.
Pritchard. Trying to outwit Lewington. Big shot for handball, not given. Martin does get his hand to it. Now it's Niall Ranger looking to spin. Ranger! Martin called into action again.
David Martin does terrifically well. I'm not sure who Pritchard is looking to pick out here. He fires the ball across. Martin does well just to spoon it away, but so important for keepers. They get up on their feet quickly. He might have to make a second save. Ranger does brilliantly. Another great stop.
Well, this man here is having a fine first 45, Alex Pritchard. 1 goal to his name. He's causing MK Dons problems. Corner kick just off the head of Jay McEverly. Chadwick leads the breakout. Banton. This is Byrne for company. This is Potter. Now Danny Green. There's Lewington. Swindon Town have regrouped. Kay. Potter to Williams. Seen plenty of this from MK Dons. They're looking for some penetration here. Chadwick dropping deep and trying to knit things together. Now it's Banton. Go on the outside or the inside. Banton.
There's not much to work with really, Banton, in this first half, but he just opens up half a yard for himself against McEverly. It's about quality. And talking about quality, how about this from Alex Pritchard? It's about being relaxed. It's not about power. It's about the connection you make, the sweetness of the strike. He's not looking to thrash this into the top corner. He's looking to bend it with pace and power. It's an absolute beauty.
Says he had to make the loan move from Tottenham because he's getting on now. He needs games. He's 20. And that man there is Lee Power in the middle, who's Swindon's operations director of football, who has a great relationship with Tim Sherwood at Tottenham. And what Swindon don't want to be seen as is a Tottenham finishing school, but if the loan system's there and they have the relationship, why not use it?
Well, Mark Cooper would be daft, but they have that kind of relationship and he has the opportunity to bring real quality players into the club. You're going to do it because they've got a great chance of promotion off the back of it.
And Power wants a player himself, of course. There's Pritchard. There goes Chadwick again. Bamford. Gleeson. MK Dons looking to try and make their presence felt before the break. Banton. Otsema ball. Bamford was all alone in the middle. It's gone beyond him. It's picked up here by Green. Danny Green is an old-fashioned type of winger. Potter. Chadwick. Gleeson. Another nearly moment for MK Dons.
It's been a great first half for me. It's been a fantastic free kick goal, but in general play, both sides playing some really good stuff. It's what we expected, but sometimes in tough games like this, hard games, players don't rise to the challenge, but both have in this half.
Offside against Nile Ranger. There's Dean Lewington. The live wire, Alex Pritchard. Being pursued by Chadwick, who's done really well there. Tracked all the way back. Managed to prize the ball away from Pritchard.
But once again, it's Kassim pressing high up the field, winning the ball back. As Dons try and play through midfield, and that sends Pritchard away.
To 2 additional minutes at the end of the first 45. Swindon Town looking to move above MK Dons with a victory here today. At the moment, just peering over the shoulders of the likes of Preston and Colchester to have a look at MK Dons win here, though. And they will elbow the Dons out of the way. Mason. Foot down on the gas, no one in the middle. No takers. So a great burst forward by Mason.
He actually caught his teammates by surprise. Great burst of pace. No one could stay with him.
Pritchard. Pritchard toying once again with Lewington. It's a great battle between the two.
And the problem for the Dons fullbacks is we're seeing Byrne and Pritchard just switching flanks. And as a fullback, you like to get set against who you're playing against, and when the opposition do that, very, very hard to know what you're going to be up against from 1 minute to the next.
Swindon looking for a big finish here to the first half. Pritchard's corner kick. McEvely met it. Thumped away by Kay. Kassim, nicely done. McEvely. There's too much on that for Ranger. Swindon Town on top at half-time at Stadium MK. The standout moment, a wonderful free kick from Alex Pritchard, which beat David Martin. Pritchard has been one of the stars of the show in the first 45. A really entertaining first half at Stadium MK. A couple of penalty shouts too. Dean Lewington's probably been the strongest. Half-time at Stadium MK. MK Dons 0, Swindon Town 1.
Was a brilliant performance from Swindon last week against Crewe, and they brought that confidence here to Stadium MK. The MK Dons facing their sternest test in terms of preserving that unbeaten start to the season. Peter Beagrie is alongside me. It's been a long way for the Swindon Towns for that first away goal of the season. What a peach it was, but will it bring their first away win of the new campaign? Alex Pritchard's brilliant free kick has given Swindon Town their first away goal of the season. They lead by a goal to nil at half-time. They lead in terms of attempts on target 5-1, but it's the home side who are shading possession. Peter, in many ways, those stats sum up the first half, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. We know that MK Dons are brilliant in possession of the football, and Mark set up his side with one holding player, 4-1-4-1, to try and let the other four pressurise and get in and around them and not let them play, because they can destroy teams. And we saw that, and in particular, we've got Kassim with that holding role, allowing the two wide men who are changing positions and the two other centre midfield players get in the ascendancy, get forward, put pressure on the two holding midfield players of MK Dons, and they have overturned possession in important moments of the game.
Talk us then through how that pressing that Mark Cooper spoke ahead of the game about doing, how that's affected the MK Dons and their game today.
Well, if we can see there's one of the wide men. They want to pick it up in the middle third with no pressure on him, but the full-back's gone in. He knows, because he's got a centre midfield player and two others helping out, that he can put real pressure on the ball. It ends up with Ranger picking out the right pass to Pritchard, who's operating on that left flank early on in the game. And even when they clear the ball like this, you've got to match up, go and press, get tight, so you get second phase possession. The original ball's gone in, and this is where they get the free kick.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's your rewards. And then when the ball's dead, You want that extra moments of quality, and we certainly
Talk us
got
through the
one as
quality
well.
of this goal from Alex Pritchard.
Well, it was absolutely brilliant. The technique was perfect. You're looking to set it out 2 or 3 yards outside the right-hand corner and bring it into that top corner. And this is fantastic technique from Pritchard. Well schooled, obviously, from his time in the Premier League. And that is an outstanding, outstanding finish. And this is the best angle. We can see it drift. It's round the wall, but it's the trajectory of it, get it up and down, and Martin can't save that despairing dive. And real moment of quality from Pritchard.
A number of penalty shouts in that first half, 3 for the home side. Was the one concerning Dean Lewington the strongest of the 3?
It is, yeah, and I've got to really pat the referee on the back for his position as well. I can see there the ball changes direction. It's going along the line. The line's helped the referee there to a degree, because we can see from the next point of view, this is Atwell's position. Look at the ball going along the line, and then it deviates. That means that Pritchard, first for work, has got a touch on it and knocked it towards the corner flag, and then has the wherewithal, because of his energy, gets up and does the clearance. A great away performance at this moment in time.
There was a moment with Stephen Gleeson and MK Dons in the first half, which I guess in many ways summed up their approach. A 28-pass move that eventually leads to a chance on goal. If they're going to get something from this, has the approach got to change?
To a degree, but it will change in the second half. The game will become fractious. There'll be more space in the midfield, and in turning over possession, we've seen that they have got really quick players in likes of Green and Banton and Chadwick in particular, who Yasser Kasim's kept a holding role on him to a degree. But the best moments of when he's linked up with Bamford, they need that relationship, and we'll see that more in the second half.
Carl Robinson knew his team were in for a stern test today. They're unbeaten so far this season, but will that unbeaten record still be standing at full time? Because Swindon have kicked on from their 5-0 win last weekend. They're looking good for 3 points again. It is men's semi-final day at the US Open. We're underway 5 p.m. Sky Sports 1. First up on the Arthur Ashe court, it's the world number 1 Novak Djokovic up against Andy Murray's conqueror in the quarterfinals, Stanislav Wawrinka. That's followed by Rafael Nadal against Richard Gasquet for a place in Sunday's final. But here is Stadium MK at half-time. It's Swindon who leads.
It's Pritchard. Brilliant! Alex Pritchard hits the jackpot for Swindon Town.
And Swindon hit the front. What will the home side's response be? Let's find out. Carl Robinson alongside Jonathan Oakes.
Cole, how did you go about turning this around?
I thought we retained the ball very well in the first half. I think I didn't think we had the pace and the purpose that we usually have. Listen, I think there's a wonder goal that's shaping the game at the moment. So it's about being patient, but being a little bit more ruthless in our passing. They've sat in banks of 4. I'm sure the second half opens up, the game will become a little bit more stretched.
Should you have had a penalty?
From where I was, I think so, but what I've been told, the referee made a fantastic decision, so if he's got that one right, you've got to take your hat off to him and say well done.
Thanks, Carl.
See you, mate.
So here we go then, the second half is ready to get underway. Let's rejoin our commentators, Andy Hinchcliffe and once again Gary Weaver.
He always speaks with great honesty, Carl Robinson. He's probably one of the only managers that actually goes to the referee conventions just to check what the laws are and how refereeing is moving on. And good to hear him say that Stuart Atwell's made a magnificent decision there.
That's a great thing with Carl Robinson. He appreciates when the opposition play well, he says so. When referees do a good job, he says so as well. Many managers don't do that. They're blinkered, they just concentrate on their own teams. They don't see things from other perspectives, but he certainly does.
Well, the storm clouds were supposedly rolling in over Swindon in the summer with all of the upheaval, but the storm never came, and they have been impressive here so far. MK Dons will keep playing their football. They will keep looking for a way through here. Really good, entertaining first 45. What will the second half bring us? No changes by either team at the break. This is Anthony Kay for MK Dons. I mentioned he scored the winner against Sheffield United last week. He actually had a lift home to Barnsley off a Sheffield United fan. The journey was very quiet. There's Williams. Now Potter. Gets it back from Bamford, and Chadwick is after this. There's no flag. Away by Hall. It's Banton who fluffed his lines big time.
What an opportunity right at the start of the second half, but MK Dons to get an equaliser. He has a long time to look at this, probably too much time. He's onside, Chadwick McEverley plays him on. He's in the air a long time, and he just goes for power rather than making decent contact, keeping it on target. If you go for power, sometimes you just miss that important connection.
He just needs to clear his head now. He's waiting in the middle, too close to Fotheringham. Mention the upheaval at Swindon Town when you consider 16 out, 17 in. It's amazing that Mark Cooper is able to shape a team right now that is performing in this manner.
That's it, they win this game, they go into the top 6, and even though they've lost a couple of games during the course of the start of this season, it's pretty obvious that he's a manager who knows what he's doing. He's shaping the club, shaping the team how he wants it. And it's just a question of time, believing in these players, allowing them to build up an understanding.
He was writing the headlines as a non-league manager a few years ago, taking Tamworth far in the FA Cup, amongst other achievements. Then got his chance in the Football League with Peterborough. And it all came crashing down after 13 games for him. Had to wait for a few more swings of the merry-go-round before he got his chance to step back on. Ball has gone out to play, and it will be a corner to Swindon Town.
What Swindon have done really well is use the width of this pitch with Nathan Byrne, Alex Pritchard. I saw Byrne there playing crossfield ball to his teammate wide on that right-hand side, so they're stretching that MK Dons defence. That enables them then, the wide players, to have some space to work with, and they're able to get crosses in and pick up set pieces like this.
Heavily had a nibble at that. It's now Ranger, couldn't quite get to it. He was surrounded. It's another corner to Swindon.
There's uncertainty in the Dons defence there, and it's all again from the quality ball in.
McEverley, Ward, Hall, all forward again. Scuffed away by Gleeson. Back to Pritchard. There's Massimo Luongo. Now Ranger. Williams. Bamford stretching. There's a player who cost Chelsea £1.5 million a year or so ago from Nottingham Forest. Clubs are buying players, young, buying potential and loaning them out.
And that's it. That's the benefit of the Football League, and clubs like Dons, they're getting players, good young players in here. It's important that Dons get Bamford involved in the game. We've seen a lot of Chadwick dropping off him. He can get the ball up with quality to the centre forward. If he holds play up, can bring midfielders into the game.
The pace of Nathan Byrne. Jay McEverley, very left-footed. Massimo Luongo on his right foot. Knocked out by Martin.
It's a fabulous pass from Jay McEverley. I'm sure he means this. It's on his weaker right foot, but again supporting the attack, the left-back getting forward. He'll say this is a quite brilliant layoff, and Luongo's a difficult one, ball coming across your body, does the right thing, keeps it on target. Fairly comfortable save for Martin.
It's a former left-back backing up another left-back there.
And the first thing he said to Nathan Byrne was, play it onto my left foot. I don't want the ball on my right, because that's what can happen.
Foul on Danny Green. David Martin has been very busy in that MK Dons goal today. Nice feet from Gleeson. Chadwick. Gleeson to collect. Gleeson to win the corner.
Fabulous work initially from Gleeson to win the ball back, and great movement. I'll be happy with picking up the set piece.
MK Dons are not hanging around here. It's Banton. Mason. This is Byrne. Byrne being pursued by Banton, who couldn't make the challenge. Williams did. He comes away with it. He was caught by Byrne, and a straight red card. Stuart Atwell in no doubt, and Nathan Byrne has been sent off.
Well, this is a big call. The red card coming completely out of the blue. Nathan Byrne did exceptionally well, and I just thought it was a clumsy challenge sliding into Sean Williams. Was it malicious enough for a red card? Well, he certainly leaves his foot in there. He's certainly meaning to catch Williams. He's not going to play the ball at all. He knows the defender's going to clear it. So it's the intent the referee obviously feels, and I've got some sympathy with the referee. There's intent there. He's looking to actually go through the player rather than play the ball, and it's a silly challenge and heaps enormous pressure on his team now.
Well, he was sent off in front of the cameras at the end of last season at Brentford. That was 2 yellow cards, the second for a handball, but that one there, Stuart Atwell thought it was reckless, it was intent. And Nathan Byrne has had his game cut short, and now everything could change here for Swindon Town.
This is where it does get difficult for Mark Cooper and Swindon. Everything going swimmingly. It's been an open game. There's been chances at both ends, but his team have the lead. You have to keep 11 men out there. They knew were going to have to work very hard with 11 men down to 10 on a hot day. MK Dons will pass them to death. It's going to be hard for Swindon to keep the Dons out now.
Second red card in just over 30 games that Stuart Atwell has shown. I think we're all shocked to see the red card come out, but when you've seen the replay, Andy, is there any case at all for Nathan Byrne?
Not at all. It is all about intent. The referee was right on the spot as well, and there's just no need for Nathan Byrne to make the challenge at all. Could have tried to block it or stand his ground or let Williams clear his lines. As soon as you raise your foot and stamp on an opponent's foot, you run a risk, and I feel it's a good decision.
Mason. There's Otsemabor. Lewington. There's Green. MK Dons played against 10 men here in the JPT for most of the game against Northampton on Tuesday after Ismail de Montignac of Northampton was sent off. MK Dons the kind of team that can move you around and look for holes, and Williams is trying to find a top corner. He'll always back himself on that left foot of his.
There's a terrific left foot, and that's what they've probably got to do, MK Dons, now, is break the game up, try and attack in different ways. They've tried to play through the middle, intricate football. But if you have time and space to shoot from that type of range, why not let a shot go?
Otsemabor. Chadwick. That's McEverly. There's Kassim. Ball. Long by Ward, looking for Ranger. Chested down by Kay. Now it's Potter. Bamford turning into space. Bamford wants it on his left foot, and that's why. They are starting to talk about this boy. The touch of a Premier League striker.
If you consider all the flowing football, the great creative football MK Dons have played, this is not a classic goal by any means, but for centre forwards, if you're alive, if you're onside, and defenders go to sleep, you have an opportunity. Look at the gap between the two centre halves. There's acres of space there for Bamford to get in. It's a very cool finish. I just wondered whether he'd waited too long to take the shot on, but he was strong. He got across. Darren Ward just got his toe on the ball. Fotheringham absolutely no chance, but sloppy defensively from Swindon. His first real opportunity for Patrick Bamford, and he buries it.
5 goals in his last 7 games for the boy on loan from Chelsea. He is looking to make an impact in West London from 50 miles away.
Jay McEverly, the left-back, is going absolutely crazy with the two centre-halves. I can see his point, because there's only one up front for MK Dons, and OK, the ball breaks, but your two centre-halves have to play narrow. They're only up against one striker. You can't allow him that amount of time and space between you.
This time it's Thompson who is in a bit of trouble here. Just need to keep their heads here, Swindon Town. Easier said than done. They've lost a man to a red, and now lost their lead.
It's amazing how a game can turn around, a sending off, and then defensively you go to sleep. The game is now back at 1-1, and It really is up for grabs. I thought it would be tough for Swindon, down to 10 men, but MK Dons will be pleased after the red card. They've struck very early, and they've got a long time to go on and try and win the game.
Carl Robinson all smiles now. This is Chadwick. Otsemabor. Mason, straight to Banton.
It's a big call for Stuart Atwell, and referees have to work very hard to keep up with the play. And Stuart Atwell certainly does here, and this is not a clumsy challenge, a late challenge by any means. It's malicious. He knows exactly what he's doing here, Nathan Byrne, and look how close Stuart Atwell is, and he knows exactly what Byrne is looking to do here. And 4 minutes later, MK Dons draw level. Sloppy defensive work from Swindon. The two centre-halves are miles apart, and Bamford really does profit.
This time by Kasim.
The one thing you have to do when you're down to 10 men is you have to play very narrow. You have to pull your full-backs in, your centre-halves have to play narrow as well. Force the opposition into wide areas. Don't allow them to come through the heart of you. That's exactly what MK Dons do. That's why they equalise.
Just over 3.5 minutes between the red card and MK Dons equaliser. They're looking for a second here. Scuff clearance by Ward, that's unlike him. This is Banton. Now it's Gleeson. Swindon a corner here. Lewington's delivery away by Hall. Potter making something of it. Yasser Kasim. There's Ryan Mason. Ranger is offside. Lewington. It's already been a successful weekend for the Lewington family. Keane's father Ray on the England bench last night alongside Roy Hodgson. Lewington once more, now it's Green. Kasim. Ryan Mason. Luongo. Well watched by Williams. There's Gleeson. Just cuts the miles in, gets around the pitch. Bamford looking to scrum, was held off there by Hall. The card should be coming out here. It's time for Grant Hall.
Bamford having a real effect on the game now. He's got his goal, his confidence is up. And this is really good centre-forward play. Just it's a good first touch. Lets the defender get touch tight to him, rolls him, fouls him. It's a free kick in a really dangerous area, but this is what you want from your centre-forward. Be strong, get hold of that ball. And the Suns have no choice but to pull him back.
Seeing one moment of magic from a set piece for Swindon in the first half. Williams is standing over this for MK Dons. Andy Green is also over there. The right foot of Green or the left foot of Williams to try to test Fotheringham.
I got it wrong in the first half. I'm not even going to try and predict what's going to happen here.
But Sean Williams, not the best. Semaball. This is Gleeson. Now Lewington. Good work from Massimo Luongo. He managed to win the ball there too, away from Kay.
You wonder why Swindon paid 400 grand for Massimo Luongo. You see his ability there, but also his tenacity and his desire to keep possession for his team. Brilliant.
Good open game at Stadium MK. Bamford's touch. Swindon are about to bring on Nicky Ajose, who made his debut last week against Crewe in a 5-0 win. Once on the books of Manchester United, well known to Bury and Peterborough fans.
You'd expect now Ranger to probably make way. He's had to cover a lot of ground and what, half an hour to play or so. It's going to be hard work for the lone striker, so this is probably a sensible change from Mark Cooper.
Comes that change, and it is Niall Ranger who makes way. A shake of the head. The Swindon Town striker, a straight swap. As on comes Nicky Ajose.
Yeah, if not for the sending off, I'm sure Niall Ranger would stay out there, but the whole dynamic of the game has changed with the equaliser. They're down to 10 men. You have to send fresh legs on. Ajose, very important when the ball goes up to him. He gets hold of it and gives his team a bit of a breather.
Seems to have been around a long time, Nicky Ajose. Only 21 years of age. Both these teams really young in the average age. There's the old head of Ward getting to that, helped on its way by Mason. McEverley straight to Banton. Otsema ball. Chadwick, lovely spin. This is Gleeson. Now it's Danny Green. Back onto his right foot. And kept out by Foderingham.
It's a super save, but this is what MK Dons are all about. Flowing football, pass and move. The teammates in a better position, give him the ball and see if something opens up. Green does well, just checking back on his right foot. Good strike. Decent save.
One's goalkeeper of the year last season, Wes Foderingham. He had the answer there to the question, which was posed to him by Danny Green. Williams with the corner, off the head of Massimo Luongo. Back in by Lewington. Semaball was looking for Banton.
We know how hard players work physically to get themselves in shape to play the game, but this is a mental challenge really for Swindon. A man down, they've got to be well organised. It's depressing at times, you're just chasing shadows, but you've got to stay disciplined. If you don't, one mistake, one slip, you go to sleep. It could cost you the 3 points.
Lewington. Chadwick. There's Green. Banton. There's Dean Lewington. 10 years MK Dons player.
Lewington, Otsema, the two fullbacks for MK Dons. It's so easy when they're in possession, they have the extra man, they're going to push on, provide width time and time again. But on the counter-attack, Swindon have players that can cause you a problem. You don't want to get caught short at the back, Dons, as they possessions may be turned over because it's going to be so comfortable for them. Everybody wants the ball and usually get stung on the counter.
Luongo. Now Pritchard. He was lively in the first half. Pritchard. There's Gleeson. Stopped well by Thompson. Chadwick. Milton venturing forward from left back and tried to pick out Bamford. And it's Pritchard as Swindon's 10 men are looking to try and expose MK Dons on the counter-attack. Massimo Luongo. Jose just gone offside, but Luongo's carried the ball a long, long way. Here is Nicky Jose. Jose almost took it past Kay.
And that really underlines this threat that Swindon have with the Jose and Luongo. Pritchard as well on the counter. And maybe just get one opportunity. We'll see how the balance of the game is heavily swinging MK Dons' way. That's to be expected. They are a good possession side anyway, 11 against 11. Now they have the extra man. They're going to dominate the game. It's about creating opportunities, and since they've scored, actually, MK Dons, Swindon have done well. They've limited them to that one shot from Danny Green.
This is Williams. Semabor. No Lee Hodson at right back for MK Dons today. He's been on international duty with Northern Ireland. He was marking Cristiano Ronaldo last night. He will tell you it was only when Ronaldo moved inside, up front, when he scored his hat-trick. Pritchard, nice idea, looking for a Jose. Matching him stride for stride was Semabor. Lewington, Bamford's a target in the middle. Well, there's a 17-year-old that they're all talking about around here, Dele Alli, looking to get his chance for MK Dons. Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, they've all been watching him this season. Scout section of Stadium MK has been overflowing. Graham Carr of Newcastle was here on Tuesday to run the rule over the 17-year-old, and we may see him very shortly.
It's pretty obvious. Dele Alli, a very talented youngster, and the situation could be set up perfectly for him. Swindon sit deep. The longer the game goes on, they'll get back on the edge of their own penalty area. He's the type of player that can open defensive up, and he'd love to get out there and be the match winner.
Pritchard looking to hold off Semabor. Looks like MK Dons are about to make a change as we head into the final quarter. Nigel McLeod is being ready down below us. Club's record goal scorer. A couple of spells at MK Dons. Thompson's done well. Swindon are about to bring on Danny Nguessen for his debut. Meanwhile, this is Kay. Semabor. Swindon Town, remember, down to 10 after the sending off of Nathan Byrne. And just over 3 minutes later, MK Dons were level in this game. Williams venturing forward from centre half. Green. Lewington losing out. Here's a Jose. Luongo asking plenty of Nicky Jose.
Well, that would be the plan, but the pass from Luongo didn't give a Jose a chance at all. He was making the run in behind the what's left of the MK Dons defence, but you've got to give him a chance. The weight of the ball, the angle of it, you've got to give the striker a chance of getting hold of it at the very least.
Lewington, Williams, Chadwick. His first thought is always to try and find Bamford. On occasion the route was blocked. There's Pritchard. Kasim hunted down by Bamford. It's Mason. Lovely spot. Not quite the execution though.
It's a fabulous run from Pritchard to keep himself onside, and he would have been in. Again, it's about that weight of the pass, the angle. If they get it right, Swindon can get in.
There goes Banton. Banton!
It's not really been his afternoon. He's tried his best, but nothing's really come off for him.
So Swindon making their change first, and off goes Alex Pritchard, who was one of the key men in that first half. Scored a delightful free kick to put Swindon in front. And on to make his debut is Danny Ngesin, signed from Millwall earlier this week. Big, powerful striker. Ngesin is on.
It's a sign of intent, though, from Swindon. They're not sending defenders out there just to shore things up and see the job through. They know, I think sure Mark Cooper believes on the counter-attack. There might just be an opportunity to get a winner.
Double change on the way from MK Dons. First of all, it's the end of the game for Jason Banton. Hasn't been his finest game today, but he's got plenty of quality, plenty of potential too. And on comes Isel McLeod, club's record goal scorer. Also coming on, there's a 17-year-old Dele Alli. Another chance for the youngster to impress here. And off goes the impressive Luke Chadwick.
Oh, absolutely, playing in the hole just in behind Bamford. He has played well, Chadwick, but this is sensible really from both managers. Both managers believe there's an opportunity to win the game. Swindon sending on Ngesin to do just that. And really positive from Carl Robinson. You expect that from the home side, sending on McLeod and Alli.
The scouts again will be watching on for the number 14 there, Dele Alli. How much pressure does that put you under when you know that Premier League clubs are watching you every single game this season?
I think he'll know that, but his friends and family will be telling him that. But for his manager, it's very important to try and keep his feet on the ground, just encourage him to continue to develop and just enjoy his football. That's the main thing for someone 17 years old. Try and enjoy the game, and if they do, they tend to express themselves really well. And that's what we're seeing with Dele Alli. His career so far has been excellent. I'm sure it will continue to develop. It is down to Carl Robinson how he handles his young players.
I don't think Carl Robinson's expecting Dele Alli to still be here come next season. Here he goes. He's used to coaching young players, Carl Robinson. That's where he made his name in Liverpool's academy. Then on to Blackburn Rovers. Then here. Positive coach.
Yeah, just rejig things as well. Patrick Bamford is now out on the right-hand side. McLeod will lead the line, and Ali will look to get up and support McLeod, and that's his best position, really. He can get involved in the attacking side of the game. He's only 17, but he could win the game for MK Dons.
Otsema ball. Bamford. Williams. Strong on play by Kasim. Luongo. There's Ngesin. Trying to get the better of Otsema ball. Too much on the cross.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy because they're short of numbers going forward, Swindon, but that's exactly what Ngesin has been sent out to do. Just eat into the clock a little bit, just try and gain possession, get some crosses in, but so hard for him to pick out a Jose because he's well marked, the centre forward in the 6-yard box.
He knows how to get out of this league, having won the League One title with Charlton a couple of seasons ago. Forward by Williams. McLeod giving chase. Williams. Now what's Emma ball? There's Bamford. Cavalier knows Bamford wants to go inside on his left foot. Ward. Jamie Cavalier was caught late by Dele Alli. He's been waved on. As Cavalier and Ali get to know each other. There's Ngessen. Now Mason. Mention the pressure that maybe is being heaped on Dele Alli because everybody's talking about her, maybe sometimes too keen to impress. Thompson. This is Luongo. He's done well. He's clipped that ball towards Ngessen. Martin was there to greet him, but the flag was up anyway.
A wonderful piece of work from Luongo. He really does get forward really well from central midfield. See, it's a great call actually. Fish on the far side getting that absolutely spot on.
This time it's a late challenge by Mason on Kay, and Mason having a word with Anthony Kay. He's beginning to heat up here at Stadium MK. And now a yellow card for Kasim.
I'd say I'm so impressed with Carl Robinson. He's down there just trying to quieten the whole situation down, saying to the referee it wasn't as bad a challenge as maybe people were making out. Mason who comes in on Anthony Kay. Well, it's high as well, and that's what I think the referee is seeing as not a real contact there, but again it's a reckless challenge, and when you go flying in like that, as we saw with Nathan Byrne, you do run the risk. If he'd made contact with Kay, he could have been sent off.
Last thing Swindon Town need right now is another red card. Williams. Dele Alli. Gleeson. There's Kasim. It's been impressive today. Yasser Kasim. Lewington is chasing after him. This is Dele Alli for MK Dons. McLeod. Ali trying to bulldoze his way through. To play. MK Dons looking to try and take advantage of their one-man advantage here. Eyes on McLeod. Scored against Sunderland in the Capital One Cup defeat. Good finish it was too. MK Dons led 2-0 with 15 minutes left to play in that game. It's 4-2. McLeod. Bamford behind him. Likewise McEverly.
It was graceful from Hazel McLeod, but just pure perseverance, just managed to get his body in the way, keep the ball alive, and a cheap set piece at the end of it.
Home fans are turning up the volume inside Stadium MK. Williams delivery. Away by Ward, and then by Kasim. Final throw of the dice is on the way from MK Dons. George Bulldog is about to come on. Williams. Otsemmable. This is Kay. Here comes Potter. Ali moving the ball on. McLeod was waiting. There's Potter. Became a dad again earlier this week. Mason. Gesson holding his run, but he went too soon. Change for MK Dons. Off goes Danny Green. He made his league debut for the club today. Along comes George Baldock. Familiar name to MK Dons fans. Brother Sam came through the academy here. George trying to make a name for himself.
3 positive changes, as you'd expect from Carl Robinson, looking to win the game with Ali on McLeod, now Baldock. Baldock's never scored a senior goal in his career. Be a good time to start now.
Dons have had the upper hand in this second half of the game. Did turn in their favour once the red card was dished out to Nathan Byrne, but that's been a good battle between two even teams here.
This could be a very important 7 or 8 minutes in the course of the season. We're only, what, 5, 6 games into the League One season, but it's going to be very tight come the end of the season, and any points you can glean right at the death will be so important come the final shake-up.
Thompson and Fotheringham got themselves into a tangle there. The result is a corner to MK Dons.
Yeah, when you're under the cosh, it's about organisation, communication, and both of those lacking there in the Swindon defence.
The late set piece that saw off Sheffield United last week. Kay, who scored that, is in the middle again. He gets his head to it. Bamford. There goes Williams. McLeod. Away by Hall. It's Mason. And Gesson. Luongo, he was surrounded. He was taken out. No holding back there from Thompson. What's the referee about to do here? The yellow card is out.
Well, it's certainly not necessarily the worst challenge we've seen during the course of this game, but you do run a risk when you go flying in like that. Get off your feet. You've got to make absolutely sure you win the ball, and if you don't, at the very least, you're going to get is a yellow. Nathan Thompson this time, who decides to go flying in. Actually, he's not high, it's not late, it's not really reckless. He is genuinely playing the ball. It's a strong challenge. Yellow at that's probably all he deserves for that. There's nothing too malicious in that.
Change to Swindon Town. It's the end of the game for Massimo Luongo, who again has been impressive here today. And on comes Ryan Harley. Back on familiar territory, had a loan at MK Dons last season. Scored at Queen's Park Rangers too in their FA Cup win against the then Premier League team.
I'm very impressed with Luongo, not just his ability on the ball, but his willingness to work for the team. He's covered a lot of ground. Certainly when his team have been down to 10 men, he's pushed forward and tried to be the spark, trying to make things happen for the away side.
5 minutes to play. Is there a winner in this game here? Two teams hoping to be in the mix when the promotion places are dished out at the end of May. McEverly. Centre ball. There's Baldock. Bamford. Again, it's Hall in the way. That's Potter. There's a Jose. Thompson. Now Kasim. Stuff for Swindon, by the way, an away game at Wolves. So Uwe Rosler speaking the other day, saying that most people expect Wolves to win League One, cranking up the pressure on Kenny Jackett's team, and everybody else is playing for second place, which seems to be the common consensus. Guessing. Now it's Williams. Here's Otsema ball. Martin does back himself with his feet. You have to if you're a goalkeeper at MK Dons. Keeps the fans on edge.
You have to give Swindon huge credit. They could easily just get everybody back in their own half and sit deep, but they're still trying to press for a winning goal themselves.
McLeod frustrated by the flag. How would you sum this game up?
Well, I think, of course, the sending off did change the course of the game, but it was always going to be very open. But Swindon, with that bit of brilliance from Pritchard, gave themselves a great opportunity to possibly see the game through at 1-0. But I think Mark Cooper would know that Carl Robinson's side would continue to probe, continue to come at them, play that attacking football they're capable of, and just sloppy defensive work really from Swindon that enabled the Dons to get back into the game, but it could easily have swung either way, could still do in the final couple of minutes.
Is there a hero out there wearing white or red? McLeod, it's Bamford. Baldock is offside. Flag went up immediately. His joy is cut short.
Well, the opportunity was there for Bamford, but it was certainly a shot from him that he scuffed into the path of Baldock. He said he'd not scored a senior goal in his career. He would have been the match winner here, but it's a tight call, and actually I'm not sure whether it's the right call, as the ball is scuffed from Bamford. Baldock, for me, is onside, and really that goal should have stood.
We heard Carl Robinson be very complimentary about the officials at half-time. When he sees that, he won't be happy. Tight margins.
It's one of those when you realise when you see a player control the ball very definitely in an offside position. That's the first thing you see, so the flag goes up, but you can see that Baldock's actually stepped from an onside position to take control of the ball, and he's very, very unfortunate.
Foul by Baldock. Thought that he had written the headlines.
He did really well because the ball came at him from Bamford. Probably wouldn't have expected the ball to arrive at his feet. Sorted his feet out, tucked it away, did everything right. He turns to see the flag up, but very, very unfortunate.
Ward taking care of that. Kasim, 5 additional minutes, still time for one of these two to win this. Swindon Town with 10 men, against MK Dons. They're looking to try and make their one-man advantage tell here. McLeod. Dele Alli doubling up on him. And Kasim has come away with the ball. Some good performances out there today, the likes of Kasim, Luongo and Pritchard for Swindon Town. Chadwick for MK Dons and Bamford. There's Baldock. Excellent ball and kept alive. Swept away by Hall in front of Bantam. Brilliantly done by Dele Alli to reach that.
Fantastic positioning though from Grant Hall. If he's not in that position, it's pretty much a tap-in.
In from Williams this time. Flicks off the head of Bamford. And it will be a throw into Swindon Town. That may just have been the chance to win the game for MK Dons.
Two substitutes having an effect on the game. Baldock with the cross, Dele Alli at the far post keeping it alive. Still, Grant Hall does really, really well to position himself and clear the danger.
Gleeson. This is Kay. Otsemabor. McLeod. There's Gleeson. Gleeson looking for Baldock. Good reach by Ward.
We've seen the best of Darren Ward and Grant Hall. The two centre-halves have to play well in the last couple of minutes. They've defended brilliantly.
MK Dons centre-halves called into action here. Williams. Caught late by Nguesson. The referee has seen it and waved play on. He will sleep well tonight, Stuart Atwell. He's been running around the pitch making big decisions. The biggest decision in the last few moments, that offside. To throw out this man's goal. It seemed to be incorrect. There's Otsemabor. Baldock. McLeod amongst those in the middle. It's McLeod. Couldn't direct it.
It's not an easy chance. He's coming away from goal. The ball's bouncing up in front of him. Very hard to keep it on target. This was a decent opportunity for the home side. Good work from Baldock, taking on McEvely, getting a decent cross in. Ali does well to keep it alive at the back, and Bamford, if he appreciates that the header's going to come back in, maybe can get across Grant Hall. He's caught on his heels, but the centre-half does really well.
Over the head of McLeod. Covering him okay after being caught by Gleeson. Swindon will see this as a really good point. Down to 10 men after the sending off of Nathan Byrne at the start of the second half. His team held the lead until that moment. Both have been impressive here today.
Absolutely, they've done nothing to dissuade me from believing that they're certainly going to challenge for a top six finish, but it's a very competitive league. You've mentioned Wolves, there's Peterborough, Brentford in there as well. It's going to be very, very hard. Both these sides have to work continually.
Oh, mistake there from Ward. And McLeod almost profited.
Well, at times, I tell you what, Swindon have defended well, and at times they've completely gone to sleep and made really poor decisions. Not sure what Darren Ward is thinking of it. Is he expecting Foderingham to come and collect? And the keeper took a backward step.
Well, a couple of times that communication has not been spot on between goalkeeper and defender. That man there is a perfectionist.
I think if the ball is in the air for a big centre-half who's good in the air, just head it clear, get rid of it. Don't worry about letting it run through to your goalkeeper.
It's Dele Alli. Away this time by Kassim. Otsemabor. Away by Thompson. Thompson is there again. Swindon have had to defend manfully at times since the sending off of Byrne. And Nguesson. There's a Jose. Anything happening to his left, including Nguesson. Mason's in the middle. Danny Nguesson delayed too long. And that is the end of the game. Two promotion contenders who couldn't be separated on Milton Keynes soil. Patrick Bamford again had his name in lights with the equalising goal, which came 3.5 minutes after Nathan Byrne had been sent off. At that moment, Swindon were a goal to the good, thanks to a wonderful free kick from Alex Pritchard. But two teams who came here to play, and play they did, Andy.
That was a fantastic game. Both managers should be very proud of the performances of their teams. They both went toe-to-toe. They both came into the game looking to win it. The referee, of course, might be at the centre of attention. I feel the sending off absolutely right. But a cracking game.
And there was that late goal for George Baldock, which was ruled offside. It was debatable, to say the least, but the goal didn't stand, which means it is ended in stalemate here. But two teams who will be right up there come the end of the season in Sky Bet League One. A really, really entertaining game between MK Dons and Swindon Town. Both strutted their stuff here today. George Baldock will be frustrated when he sees the replays of his goal, which was ruled out late on. Fine margins. The Bulldog unable to score his first goal in senior football for MK Dons. So let's get some reaction from the pitch and let's join Jonathan Oates.
Dean, the unbeaten start continues. Was that the right result in the end, do you think?
I'm not sure. Maybe them going down to 10, we probably managed to take a bit more advantage, but full credit to them, they defended really well, and first half I thought they probably shaded it. They looked very dangerous, and I suppose, a draw is a fair result.
Jay, did it turn on that sending off?
Yeah, it did. It put us on the back foot, and as you see in the second half, we were basically defending for the all 45 minutes really, and it makes it difficult for you to go up the other end and score. But the lads dug in well, and we lost a goal in the 88th minute a couple of weeks ago against Gillingham. But that's how you see out a game, when you need to.
It's been a bit chaotic at Swindon the last couple of seasons, hasn't it? Have things calmed down a bit now? Are you equipped to go for promotion this season now?
I don't want to, get too far ahead of ourselves, but there's been a lot of change at the club. Things have all settled down now. I think we've got a settled squad. We've got who we need in now, and it's up to us to just push forward now.
Dean, how about MK Dons? You've been here from the start. Are you better equipped than ever to go for it this season?
I don't know about that. We've got a very young squad, and that's the way a lot of teams have to go in this league now. Money's very tight, and we're trying to produce our own players, and they might need a little bit longer, but if we manage to keep our first 11 on the pitch, we should be competing at the right end of the table.
Well played. Dean Lewington is the Sky Bet man of the match. If you could do the honours, please, Jay. Well,
just the 455th appearance for Dean Lewington as an MK Dons player, and he picks up the man of the match performance in what was a terrific match here that has ended all square. And this is how then the table looks. Both teams heading up 2 places after this draw, ahead of the 3 p.m. kickoffs in League One. It's not a full fixture list, but there are plenty of games this afternoon. MK Dons up into 4th. They keep that unbeaten record. Swindon up into 8th, but they are still searching for that first away win of the new season. They got their first away goal, but they still await their first win on the road. Plenty of sport to enjoy on Sky Sports today. There's cricket right now over on Sky Sports 3. It's the YB40 semi-final. Good one, this one is Hampshire against Glamorgan. That's over on Sky Sports 3. The European Masters continues over on Sky Sports 4. Day 3 underway. And it is still a busy day in the Football League and elsewhere today. And it is a Soccer Saturday right now over on Sky Sports News, as you would expect. Peter Beagrie is alongside me. We're hoping to be joined by the MK Dons manager Carl Robinson as well in a short while. But it's been a terrific game here at Stadium MK. There is an awful lot to talk about when we come back. There's been some terrific goals. There's been controversy as well. We'll discuss that when we return. A really good game here at Stadium MK this Saturday lunchtime, set up by the brilliant free kick from Alex Pritchard that put the visitors in front. But then early on in the second half, a real moment of controversy as Nathan Byrne was given a straight red card for that from Stuart Atwell. And then back came the host just over 3.5 minutes later to square things up. Patchy Bamford with the goal. But should they have won it? In the end, Bulldog ruled offsides. Let's get the thoughts of the Swindon Town manager, Mark Cooper. He's alongside Jonathan Oates.
Well, Mark, firstly, what did you make of the sending off?
I have to be careful what I say, really, but if that's a sending off, then we're going to be ending up 5-a-side, 5v5, the way the season goes. Never a sending off. Yellow card maximum. He's never left the floor. He's made an attempt and trod on the boy's foot, not high. So, like I say, if that's a red card, we'll end up being 5v5 at the end of games.
Did you feel at that point that you were well in control of the match?
Yeah, it's a game-changing decision for us. I've had to bring players off that were playing well, that are disappointed. We've had fans that have travelled and paid good money. And when we get decisions like that, it's totally wrong.
The referee was very close. Do you feel that maybe Nathan Byrne gave him a decision to make?
I think the referee will probably look at that and realise he was a little bit hasty. He didn't give himself any time to think about it. He just pulled the red card out straight away.
Big positives from that first half, of course, Alex Pritchard's free kick. Do you feel fortunate to be able to tap into this reserves at Tottenham that you've got going?
Yeah, we've got reserves at Brighton as well. We've took 3 players from Brighton, so we've got one from Iraq. Yeah, and we're lucky that we've got a couple of players from Tottenham that are on loan. So they're good young players. They want to learn. I think we needed the second goal, but like I say, I was confident that if we'd have had 11 men on the pitch, we'd have won the game.
next 3 games, Wolves, Bristol City and Chelsea. You'll be missing Nathan Byrne, of course, but other than that, do you feel well equipped to take on those games?
Well, if the referee sees it, he'd probably rescind it, won't he? But listen, they don't come much tougher than playing MK Dons here. So, you know, if we've come here on good account of ourselves, there's no reason why we can't go to them places and do as well.
Thanks, Mark.
No problem.
So those are the thoughts of Mark Cooper. Let's get the thoughts now of the MK Dons manager, Carl Robinson, who's joined myself and Peter here pitch side. Carl, we'll talk about the game as a whole in just a moment. Let's get straight into that red card then, Nathan Byrne. What's your take on it? Mark Cooper nailing his colours to the mast. Where do you stand?
I generally look at my players. And we've just been speaking before we come in there. There was nothing from my players to say it was bad. I think B scored, was it a yellow and a half?
What's a yellow and a half?
I don't know, but it's typical Peter Bigger, isn't it?
It's the next card.
Right, but listen, he has gone in to challenge the ball. It's a lazy challenge, and we're just seeing it here. The studs, it's one of them injuries well big. I think you can get seriously hit from it.
Yeah.
But for me, I can't see that being a red card. Yeah. But listen, I've had people sent off for an awful lot less. If I was in Coops' shoes right now, I think I'd be disappointed.
Peter, just put it into context. Stuart Atwell, that's only his second red card he's given out in 36 games. He doesn't give out a lot. That's what that record tells you.
No.
So what, therefore, if we're trying to second-guess what he's doing, what's he seeing here that's forced the red?
I don't know. I'd have to speak to him. But the player's in control. If you're going to leave a bit on people, and Carl will tell you, you know, you look at people's faces and there's the contortion there, there's an aggression there. The lad had just been on a lung burst and run, and it's more, not, Carl said it was a lazy one, I think it's more of a tired one, you know, where you're there. And now try and push off for that position, your foot's going to remain in contact. And as Carl said, the reaction of the players around him wasn't as if they were in the referee's face demanding a red card.
Let's be honest, Nathan Byrne, that's not him.
Yeah.
He's a smashing lad who's being brought up at Tottenham, and he very rarely has that in him. So he's not got the personality to go and do people, as you said.
And there wasn't a stamp, was there? There wasn't a second action or anything.
Listen, you could be here all day. I think there'll be a number of free kicks up and down the country today that we'll all have controversy over. Yeah. The referee's position is magnificent.
Intent, the only thing perhaps he's looking for?
Maybe he thinks that he's gone with intent. I think so. And if the referee thinks it's intent, well, it's a sending off. But we've all seen, we've had the better look back, and you do talk about it on a regular case. We do get to see it time and time again. The wonderful camera angles that you have, you can see there's nothing really in that. He's tried to nick the ball and win the ball, and he's a fraction late.
Now, it doesn't always follow that you can press home your advantage when you're playing against a team with a man down, but it only took you 3.5 minutes to apply the advantage. Just talk us through the goal.
I don't remember much about it. Listen, what Patrick does very well, he's a top player. You see, he doesn't get involved in much. He stays in between people, and we've worked on that. We felt that if we could stay with one of our strikers in between the two centre-halves, there'd be gaps. And I back him. He should have scored in the first half, the boy. I was disappointed with he had a glorious, an easier chance in the first half to get us back on level terms. But you just watch his movements here. He doesn't go and mark anybody as a striker. For young strikers, he doesn't get involved in the central defenders. And that enables us to go right through the middle of them. And once he gets in front of goal, he is a talent. It
was clever one. It was space awareness. Two centre-halves are separated. Full-back out of position as well. Need to be over this side of the
like
pitch.
The parting of the Red Sea.
But you do see a lot of strikers want to always come short, want to try and run the channels. Yeah. Sometimes the best movement is staying in between the two central defenders, because when you win the ball back, that one pass through the middle, you tend to find you'd be that bearing down on a goal. I was disappointed after that. I thought we'd come off it. I thought we were flat for 10 minutes as we made the changes to try and to galvanise them and to G the crowd up a little bit. But we weren't flat. We become sloppy. We become laboured in the way we move the ball.
Should you have had a winner, though?
Yes.
Down this end?
Yes. The rule is, if he's offside, you've got a challenge for the ball, I've been told. Now, I don't think Dele Alli challenges
in
for
the
ball.
In the centre there, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, people say he's interfering with play. He's not. He stood away. The keeper can see the ball, and he's not challenged for it. George has kept himself onside.
He's stood in an offside position, but he's not interfering as such. The
rules changed.
Yeah, you've got to make a challenge. That's it. The rules change, and we've had several incidents. I think that's the perfect example of someone being stood in an offside position, but not having a bearing on it in getting in front of the keeper, not making a challenge or anything like that. So, and the guy who slots it home is onside.
Getting a bit short of time, so I'm going to ask you this. Overall, Carl, how's the season for you so far? You're still unbeaten.
Yep.
What's your view overall of how things are going?
I think we sat didn't we, before the season started. The Thursday or the Friday before the season started, and we made a joke about my first 6 fixtures. I said, well, we don't get much harder than that. We're through them. We're unbeaten in them. The only team to beat us this year is the Sunderland side. We were winning 2-0 up at Stadium of Light. we've still got arguably our most influential players in Bowditch and Powell. That's only Louis' second game back. He's been out for most of the season. So once we start getting the people back and the youthful energy that we've got and the quality that we've got on the side, we'll always be competing. We won't be one of the big teams in the league. We've said that right from the beginning. But we'll compete and we'll work hard. I would have taken that when I sat with you, if it was 4 or 5 weeks ago. I would have taken 10 after where we are now.
Great to have
Cheers,
your
mate.
company. Thanks for joining us, Peter. Thanks also for being part of the show today as well. Just to point you in the direction of what there is to look forward to on Sky Sports today. You can see Preston Oldham on Monday, I should say, in our FL72 review show, looking back at League 1, League 2, 6:30 Sky Sports 1. We're looking back on this match because it's points shared and it was a good one.
Get ratchet, hey yeah. I'll make you see it, make it real, make it feel. Hey yeah, yeah. I'll make it loud, make it proud, make it count. Hey yeah. I'll make you see it, make it real, make it feel. Hey yeah. I'll make it loud, make it proud, just make it count.
Watch all 6 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online.